CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Today was the annual Rainbow Kitchen Christmas Lunch and the first year at its new location. For more than a decade, the Rainbow Kitchen served its hot lunches at St. Saviour's Church, but that was sold last year to a private investor. Earlier this year, the Victoria Real Estate Board donated $10,000 towards the kitchen, allowing it to live rent-free for the rest of the year. It was able to open its doors at the Esquimalt United Church and was ready for up to 150 people looking for a good Christmas meal. The kitchen says it prepares to serve more food each year because the numbers just keep on growing.
Last Thanksgiving, we had 250 people who came for Thanksgiving dinner on Estat. And the year before it was 175. So we're not really too sure what to expect tomorrow, but I think the numbers are increasing for sure.
The Rainbow Kitchen is open tomorrow for its annual Christmas dinner, and it is normally open Monday through Friday. It provides breakfast and lunch for nearly 125 people each and every week. Parksville and Qualicum Beach are bracing themselves for extreme weather overnight, and a shelter has been set up for those who need a place to keep warm. The Oceanside Task Force on Homelessness issued the alert this morning after seeing the forecast calls for wind, rain, and a temperature of -3 with wind chill. The Salvation Army of the Alberni Highway will open up beds to shelter you from the cold. This is the third winter the task force has activated the shelter with the help of the Salvation Army. Last year, it was open for 55 nights and averaged 2 people each night. Local military will be out and keeping watch over Vancouver Island in the air and along our coast. Members of the Canadian Forces and Coast Guard at the Joint Rescue Coordination Centre will be coordinating any search and rescue responses. Rescue crews from 442 Squadron at 19 Wing Comox will also be on standby with their Cormorant helicopters and Buffalo aircrafts as needed. Many people enjoy the time off with recreational activities such as skiing, hiking, or boating, which can make it a busy time for search and rescue crews.
Most of those organizations can handle most of those rescues or assistance themselves, but when they need extra help, again, flying into the nighttime or hoist-capable helicopters, we're the ones who can provide that.
8 watch crew members will be on shift between today, overnight, and through the holiday. Staff and volunteers brought in baked goods to keep them going, and heading into the night, crews will work hard to make sure Santa has a clear path to make his deliveries up and down Vancouver Island and across British Columbia.
If we get a call saying that he's missing or he's needing some help through the fog or the bad weather, the search and rescue folks here can assist him with, with finding his way. And should he get lost and we need to send out our airplanes looking for him or our boats, we can definitely do that as well. So we're on call, ready to go. And when he approaches, we're going to be a little more prepared for assisting him as he gets through the province here.
And so far, Santa is on track, and there have been no major reports of delays in his route. The Joint Rescue Coordination Center and CFB Comox aren't the only ones helping track Santa Claus's journey. The North American Aerospace Defense Command, or better known as NORAD, is tracking his every move. This is the 57th year NORAD has tracked Santa Claus and responded to calls from children all over the world. The Binational Air Defense uses all of its technology to make sure he has a safe and timely journey. And right now, you can see up-to-date videos of Santa's route online. The jolly old elf is in Bilbao, Spain right now. If you want to see where Santa Claus is headed next, you can go online and visit noradsanta.org.
I'm able to see my blotter on HMCS Regina. I'm currently deployed on Operation Artemis. Just want to say hi to my wife and family back home in Victoria. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Hello, my name is Melanie, and I'm currently working with Op Attention in Camp Phoenix in Kabul, Afghanistan. I would like to say hello to my friends and family in Courtenay, British Columbia, as well as my parents and the rest of my family that live in Ottawa. Have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Some messages there. The knives came out on Lotus Street in Victoria early this morning, and 2 men were taken into police custody following multiple stabbings. Neighbors were surprised to wake up to a section of their street closed off and the forensic team analyzing a trail of blood. The suspects fled the scene by the time police showed up. But 4 men in their early 20s were taken to hospital, 3 for stab wounds and 1 for other injuries. An hour later, police caught up with the two suspects and took the two men in their mid-20s into custody. That's where they remain.
Actually, they came off very fortunately, so the injuries are relatively minor. We do have a fairly large crime scene in that one of the victims did leave the scene and go out onto the street, which is why that area was cordoned off this morning. Our forensic officers have already done an analysis of that scene and are just in the process of doing an analysis of the house as we speak.
The victim's injuries are relatively minor and only one remains in hospital. Both suspects were scheduled for a telebail hearing this afternoon, and police are recommending 3 charges of aggravated assault and 4 charges of robbery for both of the individuals. Police say the victims and suspects all knew one another, and both suspects are well known to police. The Salvation Army's kettle campaign wrapped up today, and bell ringers were out in full force for one final push. This has been a difficult year for the kettle campaign. The donations have been down around 25%. Also, the number of families registered to receive hampers this year has grown, up 500 families from last year's numbers. The Salvation Army says people are carrying less cash, which makes collecting bills and coins a challenge.
We do know that with the way that we are right now, it's a cashless society, so having online options and texting options. London Drugs has pin pads at their till, so you can donate through the register. Those type of things are really gaining speed in terms of collecting donations because people carry less cash.
If you couldn't make it out to a kettle today, and if you didn't get a chance to text or go online, you can still help. You can help out all year round. Visit salvationarmy.ca, select your region to make a donation, and all of the funds donated in that region stay locally in that region.
Mr. Santa, bring us some toys. Bring Merry Christmas to all girls and boys. And every night we'll go to sleep singing and dream about the presents you'll be bringing, Santa.
Sounds good. That was the Tillicum Elementary School Choir singing Mr. Santa. Be sure to stay dialed in to CTV Vancouver Island at 6:30 tonight and again at 11 o'clock for our annual City Hall Christmas Choir special. Again, that begins at 6:30 and 11. Pope Benedict asked a question tonight in his Christmas Eve Mass. Will people find time for children, the poor, and God in their hectic lives? The pontiff celebrated Christmas Eve Mass in St. Peter's Basilica. Rather than starting at midnight, the Mass started at 10 p.m. to give the Pope time to rest for his Christmas Day speech. Pope Benedict prayed for peace between the Israelis and Palestinians and asked for prayers for those living in Syria, Iraq, and Lebanon. Tomorrow, the Pope will give his Christmas Day address from the central balcony of St. Peter's Basilica. Students in Connecticut are being uprooted to a new school when they return in January following the Sandy Hook Elementary massacre. Letters of support and donations have been pouring into Newtown's town hall since the shooting, and among them are hundreds of handmade cards and snowflakes. A local Connecticut Parent-Teacher Association wants to create a winter wonderland for the rest of the school year and is asking for handmade snowflakes of any kind to help fill the new empty school. A Langford Pottery Studio heard of this project and wanted to help. Danielle's Paint Your Own Pottery is making and collecting homemade snowflakes to help decorate the Connecticut school and is asking the community to help out.
We'll show you how to make paper snowflakes, and we'll also have the glass table open a couple of days this week to make glass snowflakes. So people want to learn it, they can come in, we'll show you, but all the snowflakes that are going to be made during those days are going to get shipped to Connecticut.
Well, we come here a lot, and we're also in elementary school, and we know how that would feel, so we just wanted to help out.
Danielle's studio will be collecting snowflakes of any kind until January the 7th, when they'll be shipped to Connecticut. The studio has collected close to 160 snowflakes so far, but it's hoping to reach the 1,000 mark. To learn how to help out, visit daniellestudios.ca, or you can drop by the studio at 735 Goldstream Avenue in Langford.